Well, good evening, everyone. Eric Smith, your host of tonight's training. We're going to be talking about key social media leveraging strategies that are going to help you in your business. So I'd like to welcome you to our show tonight. Um, say one thing, we promised this information last week. And if you're viewing this as an invited guest that may not have been on the leadership call for the MyEcon team last Thursday, uh, this was a bonus hangout that was promised. And so what we're going to do is dive into some things that can definitely help you in your business efforts. Whether your business focus is about marketing offline and you've heard about the benefits of being online, or you're trying to use online to help grow your offline, remember, they all work hand in hand. It's a perfect marriage. And so tonight we're going to talk about three key things that you definitely want to take advantage of. And then next week we're going to dive a little bit further into it. So we'll be back same time, same place next week. So before we get started, there's a few things I want to make sure you are completely aware of. Let me do a quick refresh on my page so I can make sure everything is coming in loud and clear. You are watching this training inside of an application called 22 Social, which is right inside of your Facebook. Okay, so being a part of your Facebook account, it allows you to still have all the interactivity that you would normally find in Facebook. So what we'd like for you to do is look down below the video. There is a comment section. Inside of this comment section, this is where you're going to participate. You're a participant. We don't have attendees. We have participants, because this is an interactive training. Okay? You're going to be listening to me, but at the same time, as you participate down below, I like to know where everyone is listening in from. So if you would make a comment. Now, the comment section, let me just tell you this so it doesn't frustrate you. The comment section refreshes itself every 90 seconds so that new comments can come in and you'll see the new comments from the top down. It's frustrating if you're typing a long comment or a question and it refreshes and you lose it. So here's how you avoid that. There's a button that says auto refresh comments. Uncheck that button or that box, and then you can take as long as you want to make your comment. Feel comfortable, get your question out there. I want to make sure everyone's questions are at least addressed tonight, and then if we have to set up something separately to get further deeper into it, then we will. And then go back and hit the refresh comments button, and that'll refresh everything so you can stay up with everything that's going on. So please tell me who you are, where you're listening from, and then anything that you hear that you like, please comment on it, because I'm monitoring it and I'll be able to address all your questions. So I see we've got Eden on the line. Hey, Eden. Guys, let me tell you something about Eden Adele. You want to send her a friend request. This is a lady that, well, I'll tell you, when it comes to the relationship side of things, you want to get to know her brand. She will be starting a show about getting back to passion. So, proud member of My Hangout Academy. She's one of our newest members. So I just want to give a shout out to Eden. Glad you're here. And again, anyone else, please tell us where you're listening in from, and we're going to get started with this. You also can invite others as you're watching this. If you find that you know that you have some friends that would love to enhance their social media presence and do a lot better job, there is a share button right up above the video. It says share, so you can let your friends know you are inside of here watching and share this event for them to be able to get benefit as well. So I want to get a few things straightened out in my in my office space here so I can get a little bit more comfortable. And you can see me a little bit better as well. So, got a lot of light behind me. All right, so let's dive into this. Tonight we said we're going to talk about 3 key elements. You're in business for what reason? Ask yourself that question. Why are you in the business of whatever you're in? Is it because you're just this benevolent person, meaning you just love giving and you just want to do stuff for free and you just have this passion that just overflows and it's just pouring out of you and you don't care what it takes. You just want to give, 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 give. Okay, part of that may be true, but you're in business to make a profit. In order to make a profit, isn't it important to be talking to the right person? So as you're talking to the right people, that's called being in front of the right audience. Let's see. I see we got some more folks that have popped in. We got Deborah Williams in the house. If you want to know some things about finances and if you run a home business, Deborah Williams is a lady you want to connect with because she is a former IRS employee for 40 years. She can help you not be afraid of all the legal tax deductions that you should be taking. So I want to give a shout out to Deborah. We got Edmund Lee. Edmund Lee is actually my partner. Unfortunately, is not in strong enough bandwidth or he would have been on this hangout, but he's going to be listening live and in the audience. And if there's some questions that I may not get to, he'll be watching and addressing those for us as well. So, Eden, all right, checking the mail. See, when you give, you shall receive. Didn't even know that, but I look forward to checking that out much later. So we're talking about being in front of the right audience. That is critical, that you are in front of the right people. Now, some of you may be involved in network marketing businesses. And the familiar challenge that a lot of people have in network marketing is, you talk to your friends and family, you talk to everyone that's within what's called a 2-foot rule or circle. And that's great because there are so many people that are struggling or so many people that have issues that you probably have a solution for. And that's wonderful. And so that works. That traditional model has worked and will continue working. However, what if you really want to expand your business and reach people, per se, in other countries? Well, it may not be logistically possible to just hop on a plane, go set up in an airport in a Starbucks in Canada once a month. Now, at some point in time in your life, that will be available. But what if you just cannot do that? What's the best way to do it? Well, social media. Social media has brought the world so close and tight that something happens, everyone knows about it faster than going and watching it on your television because it comes up inside of your feeds. The next thing that social media can help you do, because social media, for example, Facebook, for 10 years, Facebook has been collecting what's called unsolicited data on everyone in their address book. They know what time you get on your Facebook. They know what you like to eat. They know approximately how much money you're worth. They know where you like to go, who you like to be with, what music you like, what sports teams you like. They have all of this information about you. Now that may sound scary, but really, if you flip it around, that means they have all that same information about your prospective audience or customer or client. So really, that's fun, that's powerful, because you can let them help you get your message out there. So how do you do that? Well, one of the things that you want to think about is Facebook has rules. If you're going to do business on Facebook, it has business rules. If you want to be sociable on Facebook, it has social rules. And the two don't really cross. So if you're wanting to establish or do more in your business, play within the rules. We find that a lot of people use social media not the way it was meant to be used. And so they're not getting the results the way that they would expect, because we're told you got to be on social media if you want your business to thrive. You got to have LinkedIn, you got to have Facebook, you got to have a Facebook fan page, maybe you got to have Pinterest, you got to have Twitter, you got to have Instagram, you got to have all these things. But no one gives us a rule book about how to use these tools. So that's what we want to open your eyes to tonight, are just a few of the rules, particularly with Facebook. On Facebook, when you have a personal page, they have the right to shut your personal page down when you do business on your personal page. So did you know you're running the risk sometimes if you're promoting your business on a personal page, and that's all you do, then you could lose that page. And so therefore your friends that you've built up on there won't get a chance to see who you are. So I want to acknowledge a couple other people that have joined us, which is another person that you want to connect with that is actually a part of My Hangout Academy. Her name is Professor Croft. And so we've got Nargis listening in on the line, and we've got Dr. Marcus Curry. And Mr. Curry, this is a gentleman I want to just share something with about too, because this man, if you like to travel, he's your hookup. Matter of fact, I believe they've got some cruises. He has a cruise every year set up. If you want to take your significant other, family, and business partners and so forth, he is your man for that, but he also has a diverse financial background. So he's a person that you want to definitely want to connect with as well. So appreciate everyone being on. And again, if you have questions or if there's some things that you really appreciate that resonates with you, drop that information in. So as I was saying, when you talk about the rules of particularly Facebook, understand that by doing business exclusively on a personal profile, you could run the risk of being shut down. So we don't want that to happen to anyone, because that's not the reason you got on to get shut down. So how do you overcome that? Well, you must have a business fan page or a business page. Sometimes people know them as fan pages. Sometimes people know them as business page. It's the same thing. So having a Facebook business profile allows you to then do business. And so in doing business, this is where the fun starts. I want to give you a couple of tips. When you set up a Facebook business page, one of the first things you want to do is get at least 100 likes or fans to that page. Why is that important? Because the way Facebook works, if you get 100 fans to your page in any particular country, then with that particular country, you can create what's called a look-alike audience. And what Facebook will do is take those first 100 fans and in that country go find lots more people that look just like those first 100. And to the tune in the United States, most oftentimes, that look-alike audience comes back at 1 to 2 million people that have similar interests, similar desires, and so now you have a custom audience that you can use for as long as you're in business to start targeting your business messages and your offers. Now, warning, how do you go about getting those first 100 fans. Let me tell you first what you may not want to do so that it doesn't dilute the power and potential of your future profits. Because remember, we are in business to make a profit. When you set up a Facebook fan page, it is not recommended, to get maximum value out of it, that the first 100 you invite to that page be from your friends or family or from an area of people that may or may not have interest in what you are about. If you were trying to do business with your friends on a personal page and they didn't respond to your invites or didn't show up to your webinars or your calls or even to your live events in your city, they may not represent the interest level of what you want to have a lookalike audience mirrored after. Does that make sense? So again, imagine if you've got 100 people that are not interested in your product and service, and then you have Facebook create this lookalike audience off of those people. Now you've got 1 million to 2 million people in a custom audience that may or may not be interested in what you have. How frustrating would that be? All because the sequence wasn't done properly. Now, that does not mean you cannot invite your friends and family to your fan page, but you want to do it later. So what you do is you do what's called a like campaign to that page. And by doing a like campaign to that particular page, what happens is Facebook, you tell Facebook, I want people to like my page that have an interest in this, this, and maybe this. Now, you got to pay Facebook a little bit of money. Again, you're in business to make a profit, so it should be okay in your mind to pay to create a win-win situation for yourself, because you're going to be the biggest winner. So when you tell Facebook, I want my page to be in front of these people's Facebook accounts, and I want them to have these certain likes, then guess what? Because Facebook has that database and they have all this information, they know exactly whose page to pop your ad up on. And if they like it, boop, you've got a new like. So we do what's called like campaigns. These are some services that we provide through My Hangout Academy. And I'm going to tell you the story about My Hangout Academy just as soon as we finish this first segment. So when Facebook runs this like campaign for you, you can, and within 24 to 48 hours, depending on how fast you want Facebook to go to work for you, you can have over 100 likes to your page. And that's by doing a like campaign. Now, what's involved in doing a like campaign? Well, it's not as just easy as it sounds, because you got to have the right copy to catch people's interest, and you got to have the right pictures that really give off what you really mean for that page to do. Now, once you have that lookalike audience, I mean, we've been very successful with that. We've had some like campaigns that we've done for customers that we've gotten. I mean, they just keep getting better and better. When we first started doing them, we had to go through some learning ourselves, and we did it for ourselves. But you know, we've gotten with 100 to 200 likes within a 48-hour period for some clients. And then what we do is then we go into Facebook and we run that lookalike audience for you. And by running that lookalike audience, we guarantee you, at least here in the United States, that we will get you at least 1 million customers in a custom audience set. So now you have the ability to start marketing your efforts to a custom database of people of at least 1 million. Most of them have been coming back at 2 million. But we want to keep things realistic for people, because until you've actually seen that, it may be hard to believe. But when you have that custom lookalike audience, now the fun begins. Because remember, Facebook has been gathering all of this information about people for the last 10 years. You can now hire them on a monthly basis or whenever you want to run ads and so forth and start targeting that lookalike audience. So I want to back up a little bit and share a little bit of story about what has happened and how we got here as My Hangout Academy. I'm involved in a financial success network marketing company personally. My background is in financial services since 2007. And being a part of this, I came to learn about the value of Hangouts, Google Hangouts, which is what you're watching. And if we had more people, which next week you're going to have the opportunity to not be on this side where you're at watching, you're going to actually be in the ability to be, a few of you will be able to be on the panel as we're broadcasting, because I'm going to help you, a few of you, with your fan pages. We're going to do some makeovers. We're going to go in and take a look. So if you want to be a part of that, hit me up, send me a message, and I'm going to do at least 3 people, 3 to 4 people. We're going to bring you right on the panel with me, because having that audience and having, we're just going to help you look at your fan page, because you definitely need to have the right audience, okay? But you're going to have the ability with the Hangout to be on a panel. And so I learned about Hangouts. It was March of 2013 when I did my very first Hangout. And I did that with Edmund Lee. We did a Hangout entitled How to Correct Your W-4, because we represent a financial education company, and it's important that people have their W-4 forms filled out properly on their jobs. That one Hangout has been responsible for thousands and thousands of dollars of revenue for both my partner and I. And that video, if you go to search YouTube, How to Correct Your W-4, it pulls up within the top 5. Some of the ones above us are people that pay to be up top. We are organically up there, and we've had over 13,000, 14,000 views on that video. Because that leads us into this next section, the second key point of how do you get this message and talk to this audience of individuals. Okay, so I already got a message. I'm getting inboxed. Okay, we'll get you on the panel. Those of you that have messaged me, I will make sure you are on the panel. I appreciate you sending a message in. And I see we got another person. We got Keish Rose in the house. What's up, Keish? Keish is here. Okay. And that's another lady you want to talk to, because she's going to be doing some shows. I'm waiting for her to get everything dialed in. She's going to be doing some shows for moms. Keish is an awesome single mom that's never home. I mean, the most traveling single mom I personally know. Keish rocks it. She is jet setting everywhere. But she's going to be doing some shows helping moms bring it home and do the things that she's able to do. And she always has a lovely smile. So shout out to Keish. But one of the ways, now that you know that you got to be talking to the right audience, now how do you talk to that audience? And one of the ways that I found to talk to my audience was through Hangouts, and just like this. But I wasn't doing Hangouts inside of Facebook. I just was doing Hangouts, and they were on YouTube, and people were just going, searching for the information. They find it, they drop into the funnel, and when we say funnel, all that means is people can find you into a starting point, and you guide them down, and they pop out at the other end, and they go where you want them to go. That's simply what a funnel does, okay? And so people would just drop into our funnels off of YouTube and would sign up in our business, and we would start our working relationship. And I still have great friends till today working with me in my business from shooting a video, and these people were 1,500 miles away from me that I would have never met because of the power of using social media. So It was March of this year that I learned how to do these hangouts inside of Facebook. And what's really cool is now we can have an interactive show. You're watching, you're commenting, you could be communicating with each other. We could build a network right inside of here. You can like on each other, befriend each other, follow each other, ask each other questions, because it's right inside of Facebook, an environment that people are already on. And some of you could be watching from your mobile device. This is where most people live with their social media. So doing Hangouts is a way that you can create a channel on YouTube. You can create a history of videos that people get to know and like you. Now, it's great that the leaders in some of the companies that people work with, they have videos, and you can brand those individuals and get social credibility off of those individuals. But the consumer and people that are connected to you, especially if they're connected on your fan page, they want to connect with you. They want to build a following and a trust with you. So it's like the line off one of my favorite movies, The Help, where Millie says, "Sit down. I want to look at you dead in the eye." It's a joke between Edmund and I. When you can get in front of the camera, your followers can connect with you. And that's what video allows you to do. And so I started doing more and more Hangouts. Man, I was already doing Hangouts, but then I started doing them inside of Facebook. Now, the advantage that we have with this 22 Social application is, as a leader, you have the ability to allow people on your team to clone in, or if you have other affiliates or people who follow you, who want to promote you. Maybe you have a talk show, maybe you have a relationship show. It doesn't matter what you have. If there are other people that want to broadcast you to their fans, this 22 Social application allows that to happen. And by allowing that to happen, what happens is all they got to do is hit at the bottom of this application, clone this app. They invite their friends, and now you're being displayed to their fan pages as well. It's amazing. So we started doing this back in March. Well, we had upwards of, at any given time, about 40 people cloning and doing what we were doing, which led to, how do I do that? What's necessary to do that? And the questions became, oh my goodness, overwhelming, because it was something little that we started. And others saw the power in it. We decided, I talked to Ed, I said, man, I got to create a training program so that people can benefit from this, because I'm not the only one that's trying to benefit, and I'm trying to help my team. So we put together My Hangout Academy, and the rest is history. We have other network marketing companies. We have other brick and mortar businesses that use our services, other people that have shows, doctors, local business owners, restaurant owners, other entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, authors that are signing up to use the strategies that we teach through My Hangout Academy. Which, by the way, there's a link right below the video that says free training. There's some bonus videos of 5 series videos that kind of gives you an overview of what Hangouts really are, significant people across the world that use Hangouts, and even financial institutions that use Hangouts. So in your business, being able to connect with your audience through Hangouts is a powerful, powerful way to do that. So we've got some requests. We've got James Beck in the house. James is up from Michigan area. Want to give a shout out to James. My man has a technology background, member of My Hangout Academy, and is doing awesome, awesome stuff. And his pages are coming around. So we'll get you on the panel too, James. So far I've got a message to me. We've got Nargis, we've got Eden, we've got James, you guys are going to be on the panel. So if you want to be on the panel, we'll see if we can get one more on there. We have a question. How does a person turn likes into financial results? Well, we're going to answer that question as we move into the third thing that you can be doing. So the first thing that helps you with your social media is you definitely want to have identified for you the right audience. You want to make sure you're talking to the right people, the people that have the interest in what you are offering or talking about. The second thing is you want to create a system or create things where people can connect with you. One thing we highly recommend is being able to do regular hangouts. I mean, when you do these types of hangouts, I want to touch on this just a little bit more. This application with 22 Social allows you to create a page, or you can have this app that's connected to your fan page. You can have 10 different looks to your fan page because this app gives you 10 pages. It's like just having instantly 10 new web pages. And you can offer 10 different types of things. Or you can blend these pages to connect to each other. So you can set up a series. Right now I'm helping a client that's doing a series on packaging, pricing, creating the right mindset, and pulling it all together. She's doing a 4-day series on right here inside of, you may have seen some of the things I've posted, but she's a speaker and she puts on live events. And she's teaching you how to package your product to make it pretty, to make it where your customer says, I want that. Then she teaches you pricing structures based on the type of product, based on your speech, based on the time you have to speak and so forth, and your coaching practices, recommended industry standard pricing structures. You'll be surprised. People are getting paid big money to do various things for people in their business. It blows me. I was listening today on the pricing. Amazing. I mean, we're talking about folks being able to command thousands and thousands of dollars and are getting it, and the customers feel like they were in a win-win because of the value that they received. Tomorrow she's going to be talking about the mindset. So why do I talk about that? Because she's using 4 app pages that she's broadcasting on, and then there's going to be one final page that's going to have all of her shows on one page. So you can do amazing things. And then with this application, let's say you wanted to do something financially related, or you wanted to do a relationship show, or anything that you have a passion about, but you want to charge for it. Now you can set up an instant pay system because they have a feature on this application called Paygate, which means there's a landing video that you can put up there that explains all the features and benefits and hype people up. And if you want to buy, just push the button below. Takes you through PayPal, you pay, and you have access to the show, and then you can sit back and relax and take your notes. Now, flip that around. What if that was you? And now you were wanting to do something teaching people a certain particular financial thing, but you want to charge for that. You can create revenue streams for yourself by using a Paygate feature. And then to answer this question that was asked, how do you turn those likes into financial results? Because now those likes, the third thing we want to talk about is understanding the value of treating your business like a business. In treating your business like a business, you separate yourself from those that want to treat their business as a hobby. Those that want to treat it as a hobby, they'll continue to market on their personal profile. Those that want to treat it as a business and meet up with all the rules and guidelines of the IRS, they will treat their business as a business. They'll have a fan page, they'll pay to set up a like campaign, and then they'll run Facebook ads to that audience. And then when you run ads to that audience, now to that audience, you can target your shows, your events, your offline events. Maybe you're going to have an event in Arkansas. Well, run an ad in that local area and let Facebook pull all the people perhaps that are in your lookalike audience, or you may want to step outside that audience and just target people in that area to come to your page, watch live, or come to the local event. So you can turn those likes into people that are paying and get to then you get to someone had fell off on us, but then you get to turn those likes and you get to target their friends as well. And so that's one of the powerful things about understanding. So there are some courses that we recommend. If you want these courses, there's a Facebook Power Leverage course that I highly recommend that you pick up. And if you're interested in that, just drop a message inside of the chat, and I'll make sure you get the link for that particular course. Facebook ads. We'll talk about that just for a little bit, because this is where, again, you can now let the power of Facebook help you go to work. And it's not something you want to just go out with inexperience. You want to work with someone that is trained and understands, because you could spend a lot of money unnecessarily. I've learned by trial and error. And then I personally work with a coach and a mentor. My Hangout Academy, we are part of a mastermind group that we spend nearly $100 a month just to stay current on local trends, Facebook issues, changes, and then also when it comes to running ads and so forth. And then I pay, in addition, to consult with one of the coaches. $1.67 a minute is what I pay, and I book time with him through clarity.fm. Now, I don't have a clarity.fm, but I will start one here very soon, because the value of working with a mentor and a coach is priceless. You could spend time trying to figure all of this stuff out yourself, and there are people that are out there that can do that. But what is your time worth? How much money maybe have you lost because of not knowing just some of the things that you've learned tonight? And if you've learned some things and you've had some aha moments, we would really appreciate the feedback. Drop something in the comments in the chat about some things that you've learned, or anything that you may want me to go back and touch on. So again, we're not going to take this all night long, because we're going to come back next week. I've shared with you 3 strategies. You want to make sure you're diving in and talking to the right audience. Remember the rules of social media. Play within those rules, because if you don't play within them, you may or may not get the results that you're looking for. And then people get frustrated. Human nature does not, most of the time, accept responsibility, and then the blame game can come up, and it says, well, that stuff didn't work. Well, the question then is, did you follow the rules? Same thing with the money game. Same thing with the job. You got fired. Well, did you show up? I was late a few times. Was that against the rules? Yeah, well, okay. Play within the rules. Set up a fan page. And setting up that fan page, let Facebook drive the fans for you. And then go request fans. Ask your friends. That's a huge, huge recommendation, because you want a super, super high quality lookalike audience. Again, you can dilute that audience by bringing in people that aren't as interactive with you, or you can let Facebook go out and find the specific people that you want them to find. Now, one other thing I did not touch on, I want to elaborate on that. So let's say your product or service is available to sell in other parts of the world. When you do that 100 fans in the United States and then create that lookalike audience, well, guess what? What if you want to move or get clients from a different country? The exact same process. Go get 100 fans in that new country that you choose, and then let Facebook help you create a lookalike audience for that country. It's a simple process. So, some of you may or may not understand what a fan page can do or is, but it's really simple. When you go on the left, when you click on the home button of your Facebook page, when it says home, if you look on the left side, you'll go down and it'll say pages. And you can click on pages and it'll say create new. Then you create and it gives you choices. What kind of page is this? Is this a community page? Is this a business, like a local business page? Is this a cause? And you pick what fits you and then follow the prompts. One thing I want to close with about social media and about the internet. I know a lot of people in the demographic that is attracted to working with me. I find that I do well working with those that are middle age, younger middle age, I'll put it that way. Okay? And there's this kind of a fear around the internet and social media and messing up something and so forth. Get rid of all that. If you push a button, you can unpush the button. If you close something, you can always reopen something. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, and understand everything that you do in social media, learn the process and then just do it over and over and over and over again. That's all you're doing. There's always going to be some new shiny bells and whistles, but don't get caught up in all that minutia. Learn the basics. And the basics are find the right audience, find a way you're comfortable in talking to that audience. Build an email list. That's the other benefit of this application, is every time you click on this button that's called, like that green button, like up there it says free training, that's a call to action button. I'm telling you, click on that button and you're going to get a bonus free training of 5 videos in a Google presentation that all you got to do is hit the toggle arrow and watch the videos. And it's going to give you some bonus training. Click that button. When you click that button, Facebook may ask for a security exchange that you need to okay, because it's an app. That app is going to take and obtain certain information about you. Included in that is this going to pick up your Facebook ID. It's also going to pick up your Facebook email information. Why is that important? Well, I'm telling you what it's doing because this is what it can do for you and your customers, because whenever your customers push that button, you get their email address. The value of your business is within the list. So the more list you have, the more emails you have on that list, the more valuable your business becomes. Okay? So you want to collect email addresses, and that's one of the benefits of having a 22 social application attached to your fan page or your business page so that you can collect names on your email list. Secondly, this is a hangout. You've chosen a medium that you can communicate with your audience. Communicate with them. This hangout will be available and the replay can be posted and people can access and play this over and over and over and see all of your comments. And all of your comments that are building builds social credibility as we do more and more shows. So it can do the exact same thing for you. You start doing shows. People are commenting. These comments never go away. They stay right here. And then you'll start getting pages and pages and pages and pages of comments. So we've got a question. If you have a personal and a fan page, can you merge the personal page into the fan page? I don't know that I completely understand the question, but the initial feeling I get about that question, Eden, is that if you have a personal page, well, and a fan page, you want to start concentrating your business marketing efforts from the fan page. You can still post business related items on a personal page, but you just don't want to make that your main focus, is focusing on your personal. And eventually you start inviting your audience that's on your personal page over to your fan page. Let them know, hey, starting a fan page, we're going to be starting a show, looking forward to your success, to your support. You supported me here, but you want to make sure you just give them that invitation so that they can start connecting. And then with your 22 social and you start doing your shows, they're going to be watching you, and then you're going to start building this comment feed. You're going to start building this social currency and so forth. Keep your personal page. Don't worry about don't get rid of it. And I don't want the message to be have either or. I just want you to understand the message is the rules of the game are a personal page is used for personal, and a business page is for business. So even with your personal page, the rule of thumb is that about 80, 20, 90, 10 should be comments and posting personal related, and 10%, 20% business. Then on your business page, in order to get more reach, you want to have regular posting, 5, 6, 7 posts a day on the business page. Therefore, people on that business page organically, Facebook, because of their algorithms, now they are a business. Facebook is very smart. They do want you to pay to play with them. But that's a great dollar to spend because they've got the largest database of people, and people are right there on their Facebook. I mean, go to a restaurant. What do you see? Families aren't talking. People are on their phones, on their social media, doing different things. So as a business person, that's a wise investment to make. So I hope that answers that question. And again, if you've got any further questions, I know we've got James, Eden, and Nargis that have, like I said, I've gotten some requests on my phone, and we've got requests here on the page to be there. So this has been great. This has been fun. I hope you've gotten some value and some key things out of this. Let's see. We've got. Should you post personal items on your fan page? That's a great idea. As a matter of fact, on my fan page, I post a lot of things that are not just business related because you want to get engagement. So post something funny. Post some of the same stuff you would post on your personal page, post it on your business page, because the fans and the followers, people are going to like that. And the more people are liking and engaging and talking about it, then the algorithms of Facebook will put that in front of more people. And that's how you get more non-paid reach to others. Because when those posts are put out there, then when you do post something business, those people see it. So just think about on your personal page, there's been a lot of talk about stuff going on in the news. Okay, again, I don't want to give any energy to all the negativity that's been going on in the news, but just stay alert to your personal page and see if you've ever liked some of that stuff, and then how much more of those negative things start to appear in your personal feed. Facebook can control that stuff. So, Deborah, thank you for that question. That's an awesome question that you asked. Any other questions, please? Because this is a delay, I'm seeing your questions after I've said something about 30 to 45 seconds. So I'm going to take a pause just because I want to make sure all the questions have been gotten. And if you see this pause, don't jump off. Just understand that I was waiting for some questions, and if one did come up, then I'm going to be addressing those questions. So I'm just going to take a pause here and just like some of the comments while I wait for you to bring in some of your. All right, so it doesn't appear that we have any more questions coming in. This has been a lot of fun. Next week, be back, same time, same location, and we're going to take a deep dive into some other aspects, and then we're going to have some of you on the panel, and we're going to look at your pages, and then those of you that are not on the panel, as you're watching what we're doing with theirs, have yours, and you can be looking at yours and getting the same benefit. But we're going to give you some more information next week that's going to allow you to go further within their social media and get some results that you deserve in your business, because we are all in this to make a profit. Because with those profits, not only can we take care of our future lifestyles, we can really do some great things and provide other support in a world that needs the value each of us have. Eric Smith, your host from My Hangout Academy, want to just again thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments, and we look forward to seeing you next week.